What's up, fellas?
There you go. I was waiting on it. What's going on?
Howdy.
G Tuesday. Special guest, Bearded Lawn Dude. What's up, Craig? Welcome, brother.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Hopefully we can make a good show out of this.
Ole's having some internet issues, but are you you seem to be working now, Olee? Nice. Brent was on earlier, but he's having internet issues too, but he might maybe jump on. I don't know. We'll see. And let's see, Brian's on vacation, you guys. He's out in the high seas enjoying himself with the family. So you got us tonight, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Man.
So what's going on?
I'm waiting for spring. I'm excited. Warm weather here this week, you guys. Supposed to be up to 66 tomorrow. How about you, Craig? What are you guys going to get up to tomorrow?
Yeah, 66, 68. After that, and I'll be on my way to Chicago here in the next day. So I'm hoping the weather up there is the same as what it is here in St. Louis.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be cold and windy over there. Shoot.
Yeah, probably similar.
Almost like I'm in North Carolina with Olee with this warm weather, you know? Shoot. I only had one jacket on today to go to work.
Right.
It's crazy that it's 60 degrees in February.
Mm-hmm.
And what's even funnier is how everyone's like already talking about pre-emergence.
No, we got a ways to go.
Like I literally had people message me like, think I should throw it down? I'm like, no, like you're not even close. I said, I still got snow on my lawn that hasn't even melted yet.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, yeah, it's nice, but that's air temp, not soil temp.
I say now's probably the good time, you know, if you haven't bought it already, or if you don't, you know, if you're planning to do a soil test or whatever, and you got to order one, you know, now might be the time to start thinking about that. So you got it and you're ready to go. You know, for us, here in the Columbia area, mid-Missouri, you know, early March is when I usually put mine down. So not too much longer for me, hopefully.
Yeah, the sun's out here in St. Louis and it's warm. It makes you feel like you're about to throw something down. I was standing in the backyard earlier today, letting the dogs out, and I was like, oh my gosh, should I? I need to go get my soil probe and see what the temps are.
Yeah.
Did you check it? Did you check the temperature?
I did.
And
I was sitting at 46, so we're a little shy. We're a little shy.
I think I was about 45, 47, depending on where I put it. So, all right. Right on.
Yeah, we should be about between Columbia and St. Louis. We're about the same latitude. So,
yeah. All right. Well, hey, before we get too far into it, what do you say we grab a glass, you guys? Keep off the grass. Oh, that was a what?
That was
a good one. That was a good crack.
I felt that in my nuts.
I heard the echo reverberation. That was awesome. Right on. Well, yeah, we were already kind of getting going, but let's talk a little bit about Bearded Lawn Dude. You know, we got Craig on. He won the spin the wheel last week to come join us tonight, and we're going to kind of highlight him and you know, hear what he's got going on in the lawn, what he's been up to, and maybe even what he's got planned for this year. So yeah, let's see, Greg. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, where you at? What are you growing?
Hey guys, my name's Craig. I'm Bearded Lawn Dude on Instagram and TikTok. I'm in the St. Louis area, so I'm about 30 miles south of actual St. Louis, Missouri. The home I live in now is my second home that I've been in a lawn care journey on. My first one was your entry-level lawn care journey. I was doing the Scott's 4-step program. I was doing what the neighbor recommended, doing those things with kind of minimum results. And we bought this new home, and we walked into an absolutely trashed yard. They had recently sodded it. They had neglected it. It was gapped out, and it needed some help. So I needed to try to figure out how to step my game up. And around that time is when I found you guys and was listening to your podcast and trying to learn as much as I can. And you're really seeing me in real time, learning and applying what I know through my page. And I'm trying to kind of find my little niche in there and see where I fall and, you know, hopefully make some good content. So that's where I stand. When I was younger, my dad, Zach, you'll like this. He was a Simplicity mower dealer. So I grew up cutting grass on the weekends unpaid. every weekend. So we had a big lot on the other side of the road from his shop that he was taking care of for this Southwestern Bell Telephone Company. It was a big couple football fields. And he was in charge of, I was in charge of cutting that grass every weekend to maintain the mowers and test things out after he worked on them and belts and whatnot. So I've been in the lawn care pretty much kind of my whole life, but I've spiked it into full gear here about the past 2.5, 3 years from when we moved into our new house, and I walked into this sad construction grade concrete block 2x4s in the ground kind of situation. Get it cleaned up.
So what was some of the first steps you took when you moved into this new property, as far as getting things turned around?
Yeah, so here's the picture. That was me sitting in my truck looking at this house before we were going to go sign the paperwork on it. We didn't build this house. It was pre-built, and we bought it on the lot as it sat. And me and my wife, we looked at each other, and because I was, she knew that I liked to take care of the lawn. And we looked at each other and said, something needs to happen. I said, yeah, what do you think that is? And she goes, I don't know. Don't look at me. So, well, we got to figure out and get down to it. So I really just assessing the damage that it was. The sod at that point hadn't grown roots yet. There literally were giant rocks underneath everything. There's a story I have that I ran one of those twirly dog stakes into the ground, and I ran it through a piece of plywood. I dug up an entire 8-foot sheet of plywood that they moved dirt over, and they put sod over top of it. Dang. So I spent probably 6 months just assessing damage, walking around with a shovel, just hitting it on the ground, finding hard spots and looking for rocks and figuring out what I needed to do next. Well, try to think about it.
What size are you working with?
Well, it's the 20-inch push mower. Yeah.
I'm talking about your lawn.
Your lot.
Oh, I said it's roughly 4,800 square feet, give or take. Nice. So, okay. About a 32-ounce bottle of product can do my whole lawn. At that point, it might be on the hair-heavy side, but it seems like it's taking it well.
It seems smaller in pictures.
The most of it is the backyard is much bigger than the front, obviously, but you get double stripes in there. You can kind of play with how things look a little bit, but it's by not the biggest lawn in the entire subdivision because I'm not on a corner lot, but it's got some size to it. So
looks amazing.
I can only talk it up the best I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the grass speaks for itself.
So what did you like take the existing sod and rip it out or kill it off, or did you just kind of overseed it, or what did you end up doing?
Yeah, I overseeded it. I integrated everything into it. So what's there is the original sod, which came from a local sod dealer here, I guess you'd say, a sod farm. And I've integrated seed on top of that. There was a seed that I used. It was local-ish here around St. Louis. I think they grew it over in Illinois. Oh man, the name of it has just left me. But anyway, it's nothing big. It wasn't the Artemis that, Olee got me turned on to over the fall that I overseeded with Artemis and everything this year. So it's a tall fescue variety, but I'd say there's probably 5 or 6 different varieties in there. But it's, base with the sod that they had, making it, the best I can get it and overseeding on top of it.
So it's your side piece?
Yep, that's one of the side pieces. She does fine. Nice. She likes to act up in the shade.
Yeah.
It's a nice little patch you got there. That'd be fun to trim that thing with like a little reel mower or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, you get the different colors up front because you turn out of the driveway and I run over the corners of it. So I have compacting issues there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Does the like area between the houses, does that see any sun at all?
It will. So my house faces east to west. So it comes up straight over the front of the house, straight to the back. Kind of the pitch and the way that I'm on a little bit of a hillside. So the pitches of the roof and stuff will cast a shadow like you see here in this photo, but it's nothing major.
Got it.
That was
Did
always
you-
my big thing about having our first home. We were pretty close like that, and you only got a few hours of sun usually, and that it would take a lot longer to dry out there. So I'd have to make sure if I'm running sprinklers along that patch of grass, I'd probably cut it in half relative to the rest of the lawn.
Right. Between foundations there, you're probably looking at 10 feet, maybe 9. So I do the DIY irrigation. You can see one of them popped up there at the corner of the foundation where I just run the hose down the side.
Oh
I
yeah.
have the misters that kind of just cover my half, you know. But both of my neighbors are awesome.
I like how your grass goes all the way up to the house. I
Yeah, I
have
was
like
just gonna say that. I would do that
strip
on my side.
Yeah, that's good.
On one of my sides, I would do that, and that would be sweet.
Mhm.
Oh, you mean to the foundation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought I would actually like that, but I like that right there.
What else would it do? Just end and be
Well,
rock and stuff?
Kind of. Yeah. There's
Like
like
a
for me, there's
like
like
if it
a,
was just the landscape all the way around, other than having like a landscape on the side, just having it go up to the house.
Right. There's some landscape in the front of the home. Like you can see that wall there I built out and had a concrete pad poured and laid some rock and whatnot. So that was my doing. But in the front they have like the mulch, I guess, is kind of what you're talking about. But yeah, both sides and even the rear of the house, it goes straight up to the foundation.
no drunk lawn guy's docking points. He says running over your lawn, taking off a few.
Lawn Sauce wanted to know if you regraded.
No. The grade was what it was when we purchased it. Their final grade that I guess the housing people or subdivision builders agreed on.
Is it
Looking
slope?
at
Sorry.
it's a slope. This picture you're looking here down the back side of the house, that's the low side. If you were to walk to the other side of the house in the previous picture we had, that's the high side. Between the north and south, high to low side, you're looking at a total probably of 12 feet of grade.
Does it have any like underground tiling or anything, or is it like if you had a heavy rainfall, does it run across your backyard to into the neighbor's yard and keep going?
No, so back at the end of that photo there, you can see where the grass is longer. That's what they consider a common ground. Back there in the common ground, they have all the drainage ditches and everything. So what I get in my yard, it has to fall on top of, my little hill. I don't have major issues with puddling or anything.
That's pretty awesome that you back up to the kind of the woods and stuff like that, rather than your neighbor's backyard or some
Right.
something. So that's pretty nice. And then
Yeah, there's a lot of empty property back there. There's homes back there that sit on 5 or 6 acres each. So, and you're kind of looking at a corner of it. You can see the houses up there to your left. That would be my conjoining street that you would have turned on to get to my house. But this one gives you a little bit of perspective of the grade over, I'd say, what's that, 60, 80 feet maybe, give or take. You're looking about 10, 12 feet down from the top to the bottom.
So that back common ground that you said, is that you don't own any of that property, or is it like
No, I don't own that. My property stops where my stripes stop.
Gotcha. That's a good slang slogan right there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They come and weed eat that. Yeah. They take care of it, and you can see at that top corner of that picture there. They still have the netting around where one of those culverts are. So that's to stop it from running over that hill. They set all the drainage.
Gotcha.
No, your backyard definitely is big. That looks nice. I can see where the rest of
thank you.
I saw the solo stove in one of them pictures. How's the backyard bonfire vibes out there?
They're good if it was out there. It's currently been in my garage for about a year or so. I still have some leftover firewood. I've not had time to make any fires, but when I did buy that thing a couple years ago, it was on Halloween, and we used it then. So that was about it.
That's cool. Yeah, we were thinking
Those
about
things,
for Halloween.
they are nice. I highly recommend them. And I bought the big one, the Yukon, because you can't have a small fire, but it's contained.
You can't have a big one.
Right. Get the biggest one you can get.
Right on.
I noticed in your pictures you have the utility box right in your front yard, like I do.
Oh yes.
You have, and then you have the large utility box, and then you have was it a cable?
Yep. You got the electric, and then in my yard, in the shadow of that tree, is the AT&T. Is the AT&T box, and the other one over there is the other cable company box.
Yeah. Yeah, so yours is like the exact same as mine.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass to, because is there enough gap in there that you can get your mower in between them? Or
I
is it,
can. Yep. And I slide the handle of the mower all the way down that electric box. So I just have these permanent slashes right down it because I squeeze it right in there.
Yeah,
I'm
buddy.
not going to re-execute my stripes just because this box is in my way.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
one
like,
more-
I'd almost rather have the box because I just have like, power lines just hanging over my driveway,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of like all your new subdivisions and stuff, everything's underground and whatnot. The one shitty thing that I ran into was kind of similar. Mine's on the corner of my lot, and you can actually see it right behind me. It sits right there. But my neighbors, when they moved in, they had got cable or whatever it was, and the company came in, and they dug a trench and ran the cable up to their house. Well, then they just throw rock in it, right? So they dug through my yard and then come over to their yard and then up to their house. And I didn't even see it because it was like they did it during the day or whatever. And so, but then like that fall, I think it was, like I can't remember what I was doing, aerating or something. I was just hitting rock and it was like, what in the world? So I started like looking into it and digging into it. And that's what it was. That trench that they had built, they just filled it in with rock. I mean, so, yeah, so I have a whole area of my lawn that every summer, it starts getting hot spots and all that just because it doesn't have the root system, doesn't have the support because shit, I don't know how deep it is, but half it's rock. But if I take like my Landsea aerator and I go in there, I'm hitting rock with that. So it's pretty shallow.
Oh yeah, soil tests are interesting on my property. They're hit or miss if I have, a good set of soil to put the probe in.
Yeah.
Do you do separate tests for your front and back when you're soil testing, or how do you split up your?
No, I do all one test. I take about 15 or 20 different areas throughout the whole property, mix them all together and send them off as one test. I thought about doing it, but then, having a rear and a front soil test, and then I was just like, well, then I'm going to come up with two different strategies. I'm going to have two different problems. I'll try to consolidate my problems the best I can. And we'll just leave it at one test, and things are working so far. So we're doing good.
Yeah. So what year did you actually do your overseed in?
I've done 2 overseeds on this property. Would have been 21 and 22. Wait, no, hold on. It's 24. 23, 22. So I've done 3. I've done 3 overseeds.
Gotcha.
And this most recent one was with the Artemis. And it's right off the bat, it's already looking better than the other ones.
I got internet. I can speak.
You were glitched for a minute. I was trying to show you glitched.
God bless. I was getting so pissed.
Oh, he's back.
I'm having the same issue. I'm having the same issue tonight. My video is glitching. I don't even know.
Must be an East Coast thing.
Maybe. Might be.
Or they shared each other a video that was
the virus.
I don't do that on this computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe your email's been hacked.
Exactly.
No, I'm good.
Did you give any money to any princes or anything lately via your email?
Any who?
Well, dude, that's like my that's my strategy for donations. Those are my tax write-offs for charitable contributions, right? Doesn't everybody do that?
Yeah, the Arabian princes, they get me every time. They just need a couple thousand real quick. They'll hit me back. No big deal.
You ever seen that? You ever seen that meme of it's like this Arabian prince is dying with like $20 billion? He's like, man, if only these guys would have answered my emails, I could have get rid of this.
Nobody ever emailed me back.
What a waste. Yeah.
But,
Poor
so,
guy.
Craig, you'd said that your first lawn, you had kind of done the Scott's 4-step program, and then with this new lawn, you started out with overseeding, and then what kind of what products did you start kind of playing around with, and what did you see success with, and what have you done over the last couple of years?
Yeah, so this one here, after the overseeding on kind of the local seed, like I said, that the name of that local seed's left me. I don't even know the cultivars. It's not even, they sell it at the local Home Depot store or whatever. But anyway, getting into this overseed and getting into product is kind of like I said, about the time where I found you guys, and you guys were promoting different simple lawn solution things. So simple lawn solutions blew my mind that I could just plug it onto my hose and spray it out there and water it in. I was using some Lesco products before for different weeds and feeds and different things. It was all granular based. And then when I discovered the liquids, I got kind of real heavy into the liquids, and then getting into the tank mixing and everything there.
Do you have a backpack sprayer now?
I do. I went and bought one of those Ryobi ones. It seems to do the job. And then I've got a couple different handheld 1 gallon, 2 gallon Petra Tools one. I've made contact with those guys, and they've so I pretty much have a sprayer for my fertilizers, for my herbicides, for fungicides. We're not trying to mix tanks on things, but I'll mix them up anyway. It doesn't matter what I say that I want to use them for.
Do you know your next door neighbors there on the left to you on this picture? Like, did they ever see like freaking Craig and his damn lawn, and ours looks all shitty? And how are your neighbors? How do they respond to your lawn care fanaticism? They're
awesome. They both know everybody on this street that you can see here knows that I do this. They're super into it. They wish that they could do things as well. But everybody has their own different lives and their different schedules and all kinds of things, and priorities aren't, the same, right? So, on this picture of my home, the guy to the left, they were having new children and remodeling basements and doing all these things, the things that life gives at you. And I'm just out here pushing a lawnmower around 2 to 3 times a week, and we're disputing on, our schedules. So,
the 1 2 over looks like they have a pretty nice lawn as well.
Yeah. Actually,
so that dude in the middle is just getting his butt kicked on both sides.
Both sides. He's just looking shameful.
Dan, there, that's the one. His looks great. I talk to him frequently. There's another neighbor of mine, Aaron. He lives across the street. We kind of all correlate and do different things, and I walk products down to him, and we talk about things. So awesome. We're getting there. Those 2 guys are the guys that we do our yearly aeration on, where I go and rent and I ride on aerator, and we hit about 80, 90 homes in the subdivision, and those guys are my wrecking crew with me on that. So we're in it.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, you were saying you had 300 and something houses in your subdivision or something?
Yeah, upwards of 300 plus, and
mega divisions. But you have a Facebook page, and you're able to. Is that how you found these other folks that could utilize the aeration while you guys had it? Is that how you?
Yeah, the subdivision Facebook page, I just put on there. It's like, hey, this is me. I have, an Instagram page where I do DIY lawn care. Here's the importance of doing aerating, and I set a good price on it and just had people reply, I'll do it. So we scheduled almost 80 homes over a period of 2 days. And we absolutely knocked it out of the park, but we're dead tired at the end of it.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. 2
days. we did it, and it rained in the middle of the first day, and I thought we were done for. Because there was not an allotment of time. We didn't have a lot of extra time to get things done.
Sure. I mean, you gotta be bouncing from house to house, right? You gotta have like a little map out or something on your phone, and
we did.
Ride that thing down the neighborhood, or did you guys pop it on a trailer? Or I don't know.
Yeah, I had a flatbed. So when I rented the aerator, I also rented their tilt trailer that came with it, and pretty much drove up and drove on, or I rode it down the road, and the truck, my truck and trailer, it followed. And then we had one guy doing logistics. Where we at? What's next? What's going on? You're taking care of this. The other guy's taking care of that, because we couldn't get the aerator in all of the fences. So now we had this problem to where we were having to remove entire fence panels off of people's houses to get this thing in there. Wow. And everybody was super cool about it. They're like, hey, just put it back. And we're like, we will, but just to cover our bases here, like, we're not a company. I live here. We don't want to break anything, which we didn't. And the majority of it they slid through there, because, a lot of people building fences now in these newer subdivisions, everybody wants the wider fence. Sure. Right? You no longer have those 28-inch, 30-inch fences anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome, man. And you guys
Yeah,
are planning on doing that again this year?
That's pretty rad, dude.
Yeah, I've already. As soon as I dropped the aerator off, I reserved it for 2024.
My man.
Right,
Man. That's awesome.
It was there was only 3 that I could find in the St. Louis area that were actual ride-ons, because the first year we did it was the walk-behinds, and that was terrible.
Dude.
Brutal.
We had high hopes. We went out there and, we did one of the father-in-laws. It was his first house. He's like, yeah, you guys want some beers? And we're like, yeah, let's do it. No big deal. We're aerating. And it was like 3 houses later. We were like, I need to lay down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That thing kicked my ass, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will.
But the ride-on was nice. It's one of those stand-up 0 turns. You have your controls, and you just have a thumb up and down, eject, let her rip.
Nice.
That's pretty
Pretty
rad. Running your own little neighborhood lawn crew. I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna take it over. Hopefully, we can get more people to sign up this year, and we'll add an extra day on the rentals and whatnot. So
shoot, man, get
that
word of
pays
mouth.
for your lawn care all year. That could be your lawn care money.
Yeah, and that's kind of even with the social media, the platform, me getting into this and exposing myself of my triumphs and my defeats and all that stuff within the lawn care. That's kind of the same as with that aeration deal. Like, I'll put myself out there and we're going to make a gain on it or not, and the everything I've had come back from just the social media has been awesome. Like I set an example, or I set a time out with my wife, and I was just like, it would be really cool to get to like 200. And then you got to 200, and then you're like, okay, well, this would be that. You're gaining the followers and thing. And that is not a big deal to me. I like trying to find my niche. I don't think I've completely found it yet, how I want to broadcast everything I'm doing and talking about, because you have all these different ways that you can go with things. Do you want to be informational? Do you want to be like a comedic kind of thing on it? Do you want to have fun with it? Is it family, kids, all these things? So I'm in the middle of, it's still new to me, and I'm still trying to develop myself and discover what I can do. So
right on, man.
That's awesome.
Me too.
That's awesome.
Right. And at the end of the day, I'm just here to have a good time, talk with guys like you, hit information up, to and from people on the internet, because we all do the same thing. We all mow in this direction, and then we turn around and we mow in that direction. The simple.
Not all of us do curves, though.
What the hell, Craig? Coming up with these pearls of wisdom, these little whatever you want to call these things,
I know, man.
That one down too. We're all the same. We all mow this way. We all mow that way. We're all the same.
Yeah. My dad jokes can get pretty strong at times. I've heard. So.
Now you're awesome. Preaching.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, speaking, you were saying you had some triumphs and then some defeats, and we were talking a little bit earlier in the show about this trouble spot in your yard. And I think in one of the pictures, maybe I saw a little bit of yellowing or.
Yeah, you should be able to see it in one of those aerials. You'll be looking at the back, that concrete patio, if you can pull that up, one that shows that. My defeat right now is I cannot figure out for the life of me what's going on out there. I lost that part of the lawn, I'd say 2 years ago, and I first tried to identify it as the dog urine, because that's immediately the dogs went right off the patio. That's where they go. They do their thing. And I was thinking maybe it's getting hit with heavy nitrogen, how to dilute it, that kind of thing. I got turned on the Turf Titan, gave it my best with that. That works. It's cleared up kind of surrounding areas around it, so I can tell you that the product that I have does work, but it wasn't fixing my problem because I diagnosed it incorrectly. I've overseeded over top of it with soil, and as soon as it hit the roots, it died. Within a couple weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. I've dug it out 2 to 3 inches of soil underneath it, resoiled it, went and bought sod, laid sod on it. As soon as the sod roots hit, it wiped it out clean. So if I were to walk out there right now, it just looks like a poor little 8-foot circle. But I don't know.
Is there anything under the ground? Have you probed and there's no concrete, no more boards?
Oh, there probably is, but nothing I can get from, maybe a spade shovel. kind of just throwing it into the ground or anything. Nothing seems hard. I don't have any tings at the end of a shovel. When I dug it out, it was just hard ground because I sit and I'm very heavy clay soil. I'm clay, rock. Yeah. So
isn't St. Louis in general pretty heavy clay?
Not really St. Louis, but more of I live in Jefferson County, which is just south of St. Louis, where we start getting the hills and the rolling hills and everything, which the clay is real bad there.
You got a picture of it?
Does it get worse? Like, and I'm just asking, like, not necessarily St. Louis specifically, but does anyone know this? As you get closer to the river, does like the soil change to something differently, or does anyone know like anything like that?
Question. I don't know.
I'd be curious to look into that, like, offline and all that. But just thinking about that, is it, the first, let's just say 5 miles from the major river, Mississippi, is it different? And then as you start getting away, because I would assume that along the Mississippi, you're going to have a shit ton of erosion. Yeah. And stuff's coming from Minnesota down the river. And you would think that it would bring a mix of different stuff and, floods and all that. I mean, Craig, like my family's from right across the river in St. Louis in Illinois.
Yeah. Okay.
And Alton, I'm not, if you're familiar with Alton.
Alton's north.
Yeah, so my mom and dad are both from that area, and I have cousins right in that area and everything. So I remember back in like 93 when they had the floods, and I mean, it's, 20, 30 feet up like downtown and everything. So you would think that, maybe that would have some effect with, every time the Mississippi is flooded over the last, 5,000 years or whatever it is.
Right.
That it's, changed the soil dynamics of that area.
It could. It's definitely one thing to take in consideration. I was just on my phone Google mapping a straight line. I'm 5.73 miles from the Mississippi.
Okay.
So is that close radius? Does that change the dynamic of the soil, the conditions? I'm sure. Yeah, here we go. What do we got? What do we got there? Is it a big red area where I'm at that says I'm totally screwed or what?
This might not be what we're looking for.
Missouri
I think this is more like terrain or something.
Yeah.
Or
so I guess in regards to your clay soil and everything, have you done anything to kind of amend that or trying to work on it? Obviously, that's a long, lengthy process to try and get that turned. I mean, it's decades, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not going to happen anytime soon, but yes, I throw the soil conditioners on it. I throw the liquid aerator stuff at it. Anything that even symbolizes that it could take my hard soil and make it soft, I'm going to throw it to ground.
Gotcha. Have you done any like gypsum?
I have not. I've read pros and cons on the gypsum, and with your pH levels and everything, you kind of have to be. And what I've seen, and I don't know if it's something that I brought on myself, but my pH has slowly been rising through the years, through the three years of my soil testing. And I believe, and I could be wrong, but gypsum will, take a certain amendments of your pH and kind of raise them up, but then also provide deficiencies on others. So I've kind of been in an up and down of, I haven't done it, I know about it, but what are you going to win on one side and what are you going to lose on the other? But I mean, that's why we're all here anyway. Everything's an experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are y'all's thoughts if you have a space right in your yard where it's like there's a higher concentration of clay that's more compacted? What are y'all's thoughts on, hitting that spot with a tiller and trying to work in some topsoil to it? Yes or no?
Wouldn't hurt.
You probably would want to go deeper than what a tiller will actually till.
Okay.
You had a plow? I seen you had a brand new shiny tractor. You need a plow on that thing.
I
just turn it over and then work you in some earthworks into that.
When I was filling back in my trenches, I had some topsoil and a lot of my clay and stuff. And there were some piles of the clay that had really dried out over the summer, and you could kind of break it up, and it would be like either like chunks of just like, just chunks, or it would kind of powderize or whatever, and small pieces. That didn't really mix very well. But then if it's wet too, it kind of forms these little clay turds mixed in with the soil and stuff, and it just kind of clumps up like little poops. It'll mix in a little bit, but it's just it's not easy. So yeah, I like Olee said, I wouldn't go too deep because it might just make more of a pain in the ass for you. But yeah, clay, I don't know, clay sucks. I don't know. I got a lot of it. That map you pulled up real quick, I found that one too, but that looks like that has some of the different soil types. So we might have similar soil, Craig, where we're at with Boone County, and I guess you're a little bit further south. So maybe you said you're in Jefferson.
Yeah.
You're southwestern Mississippi Valley lowest. I don't know what that says. The text is not very clear. It's like a crappy photograph that I have pulled up, but yeah, I have central Mississippi Valley. I don't know. Colors probably aren't right. Maybe Illinois, Iowa, deep.
So what's your bad spot you got is a circle? It's like an 8-foot circle.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's, a perfect circle. It doesn't resemble a ring or anything, but it's kind of one of these numbers all the way around it where it kind of fades out.
It's like no matter what you do, you just lose the turf in that area, no matter what.
Yeah, what I tried, and I was before the show, I was telling Bill, I might throw I got some propiconazole that I'm going to throw at it. Even before I do anything with it, I don't know if I'm going to do a spring seeding on it. I got some seeds sitting in the basement. I got some ideas of what I can do with it, but I really need to figure out, obviously, the source of that problem. Is there
like second-story windows that have a glare on that area? I'd love to. You got a picture of it or something? I'd like to see what's going on. One of the pictures I had sent over, you should be able to make it out on the back of it there. One of the aerial drone shots.
Okay.
No, it's hidden there behind the roof of the house. Try another one. There it is. So right outside the back of that patio, so that there's a concrete pad that falls into pavers, so that's a square pavers. But outside of that is where you can start to see it kind of creeping.
Now, whenever they built that back there, did they spray anything to take care of did they kill grass or anything to do the pavers?
I have no idea what they did. I have no history of any land care. This was all wooded area, from before. So, they came in here, tore it up, and put in infrastructure and everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just like high traffic.
It could be, but
compaction.
It's just the dogs, I wouldn't think. And they're medium dogs. They weigh less than 30 pounds.
Yep.
Well, we haven't heard this tune in a while.
What's that noise?
You know what it is.
It's KOTG's second beat.
It's the second beat. Time for the Keep Off the Grass Lawn of the Week. If you're not familiar with the Lawn of the Week, let me tell you. If you use the hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week in a post or a reel showcasing your most badass picture of your lawn, we will look at those hashtags and then we'll kind of make a determination amongst ourselves. There's no scientific what's the right one? There's no qualitative scientific method here. It's just what looks awesome that week. We just kind of look amongst ourselves and we choose somebody to highlight on the show, give them some props, and thanks to our friends at Pro Pete Fertilizers, you have your choice of your MPK, whatever's available on homedepot.com. Pro Pete will send you out a free bag of fertilizer as well. Or if you don't want a fertilizer, not sure why you wouldn't, but if you don't want a fertilizer, you can also go for the fossil product. And whenever it's officially launched, the N Less Green might also be an option. But for now, fossil or your choice of MPK off of homedepot.com. So who do we have this week?
Oh,
Bill?
The guy doesn't even know. He has no clue. We have a fellow Missourian as our lawn of the week this week. We've been looking at his lawn all night, apparently. Long overdue. the bearded lawn guy. Bearded lawn guy.
Yay.
Thank you.
Look at
We
that.
had to. We had to.
I
give it
saw
to
it. I saw the trickery that just happened, and I like it.
you.
Well, perfect. Thanks, guys.
Have you used any Pro Pete before? I know you like the simple lawns, but have you done Pro Pete in the past?
I have. I had a small application with Pro Pete from the previous Lawn of the Week I won however long ago, and yeah, I like it. I mean, I put it down, and I saw results in 10 days, and I kind of spaced everything out to where I wasn't going to see anything from different types of fertilizer, so I can try to go there. But I got dark. I think I chose the 18 or something, triple 18, give or take. I don't know. But yeah, we had growth and we had green, so I'm a believer.
Nice.
Yeah, my first time I put down way too much. Well, not way too much, but more than I anticipated because the granules are so small and uniform. I wasn't expecting it, how quickly it would go out. And shoot, the response I got was just like, oh my God, this stuff is awesome. It was just too much. And I was mowing quite a bit, but man, that stuff really works. So yeah, it's Pro Pete's good stuff, you guys. If you haven't used it before, check them out. Highly recommend. We wouldn't be doing this if we didn't all love it anyway. So check them out. Shout out to John and everybody at Pro Pete, sponsor to keep up the grass lawn of the week.
Hell yeah.
I got my pallet all ordered, ready to roll. John's just sitting on that ticket for March 1st. So
Nice.
a month from now, that baby's probably gonna be rolling up to my driveway and getting dropped off. So
Heck yeah.
How many folks in your neighborhood are you going to be working with all that this year? I don't remember.
A couple in the neighborhood, but it's just mostly just kind of people around the kind of Des Moines area, and
Nice.
just, probably within half-hour radius, this way. So probably got, I would say, at least 12 people, probably.
Nice.
That
That'd be a good kind of word of mouth way to kind of get out.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you doing, man? It's this Pro Pete stuff, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good.
I just kind of made a post on Facebook and it was like, does anyone want to use the same stuff I use? I'm gonna try and buy a pallet of it. You can't find it local at the store, but I'll have a pallet in my garage and swing by and either buy a bag and try it or buy 3 or 4 for the whole year. My neighbor down the street, I mean, he, I've been helping him the last couple of years, and he's pretty much, he'll just say like, hey, you just tell me what to use and I'll use it. And like, the last 2 falls, he always messages me. He's like, it is amazing how nice my yard is. Like ever since you took over helping me and everything, he's like, you're my guy. He's like, you just tell me to buy it and I buy it. And so like with, the Andersons, they just had their 20% off pre-emergent sale. So I sent him a text. I'm like, hey, take advantage of the sale. It's going to expire on Sunday. Like, this is what we're going to use this year. He's like, all right, done. Ordered it, So it's kind of fun to have some guys like that they're all in.
Yeah.
Kind of trusting you, and you're not trying to I'm not selling them a bunch of stuff and I'm not making any money off of them. It's just helping a neighbor out, and to get that one text back that's like, man, dude, I love my yard now, and it's just like that makes it all worth it.
Oh man. Yeah. You'll get some of those pictures of them in the backyard or whatever, oh dude, I just got home from work. I had to send this to you.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome,
so that's what makes it fun. So that's why, and I text my wife, I'm like, hey, do you care if I buy a pallet? She's like, we really don't have room for it. You really want to take all that on? And she's like, let's not do it this year. And I'm like, all right, I'm placing the order. She's like, I knew you would. It's like, well, and, now I got that damn John Deere rider. So now I really don't have room in my garage because I have that in there now. And it's like that's parked where a pallet used to be from last year. So I'm like, oh man, I got to figure this out now. I may have to park in the driveway so that way I can have it all in there this summer.
I thought I remember you saying however long episodes you were gonna use your Pro Pete on a golf cart that you were gonna buy under an LLC for promotions.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
It took a turn to John Deere, I guess.
Yeah. My neighbor down the street last summer, his dad had a smaller zero turn John Deere, and it only had like 40 hours on it. I mean, this thing was mint, like just perfect. And I was like, that's a good deal. I better take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, still getting used to it, but it's definitely, I mean, my yard's fairly good size. And when I get home from work, a lot of nights it's, sun's already going down. So that's actually helped me out a lot because before push mowing, with the Time Master, it helps, but even this thing's even so much quicker. I can just buzz and do it and get done, and that was one thing. It's been nice for that.
That definitely is a nice thing that it could help you get those second or third mows in, during the week, and then you can kind of lay your sexy stripes or enjoy the mow on the weekend if you got more time, So that's awesome.
Kind of what I've been doing is I'll hit that like during the week, and then like on Saturday I'll get out the Time Master and I'll push mow, and that's kind of if you look at some of my pictures from like fall, I may have like the 42-inch stripes going one way and like 30-inch stripes going the other way.
That's for a cool pattern, something different.
You just can't really tell. It's not as obvious as I thought. But then I would take my Time Master, and I was actually mowing I would mow 30 inches of that 42, then I'd turn around and then just mow on the other wheel well and come back on 12 and then overlap. So I was like remowing the wider stripes with my smaller mower just to keep when I do stripes like this. Yeah, I don't want to mix them up and stuff like that. So it took me forever though when I did that, but honestly, I think the push mower stripes are a lot cleaner and crisper than a rider. Mine are, at least.
Yeah.
So, but
well, hey, we're getting towards the end of the show, but we wanted to do a giveaway. I think Craig wanted to get something going here tonight. He was in his story. He was talking about that. Craig, what do you got going on, man?
Yeah, I made contact with Simple Lawn Solutions, and I said, hey, it's about to be spring. What do we want to do? And they've agreed to do 2 of the 32-ounce bottles of your choice. So you can split that into 1 spin, gets 2 bottles, or you could do 2 spins at a bottle each, but it'd be a 32-ounce sprayer bottle of any product that they have on their shelf.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So if you're still here, almost an hour into that's 47 minutes into the show, but getting close to 10 o'clock. What should they put in the chat if they want to get entered into the wheel, Craig? What do you think?
Let's go with dude. For Bearded Lawn Dude, just dude.
I like it. All right. Let's see it. I'll work on the wheel. Yes.
Yeah. So Craig, what's your plan? You got anything big going on for 2024? You got aspirations, or I guess what do you want to dip your toes into that maybe you haven't dipped your toes into yet, or something you want to take on that you're nervous about maybe? Or
yeah, I'm mainly nerves and the fungicides and everything. This spot has been really killing me on what I have going on with it. So I think this spring I'm going to get into some experimenting with the fungicides in the backyard with that brown big patch that I have. Probably dig it up. I don't know, investigate it, look at it. Really just about anything. But I have a bag of the Behringer Integrity Seed, I believe. Is that the yellow brand? They were on the show not too long ago. It wasn't the yellow one.
Oh, Burger.
Yeah, I have an Integrity Seed with them. I think I'm going to do a backyard only spring seeding to see how it takes. I think if I can hit my timing just right before it gets too hot, I think I should have some good lift off with it, because my constant battles back there are the dogs, kicking up all the stuff, and it always seems to be a little sparse of the area. No one goes in my front yard. I'm the only one that walks on it. So it's okay. So I think I'm going to start a project in the back where I'm going to get into a different kind of seed. I'm going to experiment with it. I'm going to get into fungicides, see what I can't learn, and probably make some mistakes on the way. So
that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Try something new out, figure it out, and see if it's for you.
Right.
See if it's for you.
Yeah.
If not, like I said, we'll just burn the whole place down and start over.
Yeah, you could do that too.
I've
been threatening to do that for years.
Right.
Every time I bring it up, my wife's like, "Really? You're gonna kill off the lawn? It looks great." I'm like, "It could look better.
Could be better.
Yeah.
Could be better."
What height do you typically mow at?
My favorite is 3.5. So I can go 4.5 on my Honda. At that point, you kind of get the wind and everything, but that 3.5, it has a good stout blade on it that will lay over and reflect nicely. without looking like I'm trying not to cut off too much. So I've done 4. I think last year I was primarily at 4, and I think I'm going to step it down a notch. This year I'm going to try to keep it pretty much at 3.5. I have it down to 2 inches right now, or I did for the fall. So I'll let it get, and I'm going to try to average that 3.5 out of it. I think that's a good height to where I can get, sunlight to the ground and then not overwhelm it, but not lay it over and stick it there.
Gotcha. Yeah, so
I got this wheel ready to go, you guys.
All right.
Well, Craig, do you want to do one winner of 2 bottles, or do you want to draw 2 names and send them each a bottle? What do you want to do?
Let's do 2 names. It's always fun to spread it out.
Spread the love. I like it.
All righty.
All right,
Absolutely.
let me try to share this screen real quick.
If you just gotta share it, and then I can put it on there.
Okay. Getting there. Okay. I think it's going to share, hopefully.
Bill's very intent right now. There you go.
Think it hard.
Is that your boy on there?
Yeah, I just saw that. I guess he's upstairs.
Oh, nice.
Let's see.
He's telling all his friends, my dad's on YouTube. He's so cool.
Right.
All right. So we got this wheel up. All right. Should we spin it? Should we hit it? Get this going?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Ooh, where's that going to land?
Man.
It might be Papa. That's
Papa Bear.
It's got to be Papa. There it is. Hey-o. I didn't realize it was just going to be one solid green color.
Bill, you got one that didn't make the wheel.
Who did I miss?
Josh.
Okay.
Can you make
throw him on there? Okay. Got him. Sorry, Josh. There was too many. John Hoswald had his name on there like 50 million times, and I was like, God damn it, Sean. Come on. I got you already. Got it. All right, here we go. Number 2.
Where's LTZ?
What? Did I miss him? I'm sorry, LTZ.
Gosh. Barely
same spot.
Tight.
Wasn't Papa between those two just last spin?
Yeah.
Okay, lawn guy. Go Hawks.
Awesome.
All right. Congratulations, those guys.
Yeah.
Well, if your name wasn't on the wheel, blame Bill.
I apologize. You blame
Go to his
me.
TikTok page, go to his Instagram, and just start hammering on his lawn. Just leave comments. Tell him how much his lawn sucks.
Garbage, man. Oh, man. This guy.
Leave him comments like, you don't know what you're doing. I've been mowing lawns for 10 years.
And then watch his wife's comments. Those are the best.
Oh,
When
yeah.
People come after Bill, his wife just annihilates him. It's great.
Dude, she's pretty funny too. She goes hard sometimes.
Yeah, she does.
Calm it down.
She's left some like banger comments that are just like, that's amazing.
Yeah, Papa and Hawkeye, hit me up on Instagram or wherever. Let me know what 32-ounce bottle you're looking for. I'll get all your info and pass it along to Simple Lawn Solutions. We'll get that out to you as soon as we can, man. So, cool. Glad you guys got it.
Right.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Craig.
This was great.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I had a good time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. That was cool.
Thank you, everybody in the live chat. LTZ, I'm sorry, brother. I love you, though. Don't hate me.
Good man.
All right. Go Hawks.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, boys.
We'll be back.
See you guys.